What will they learn? Let's bring in Arizona Congresswoman Debbie Lesko. She's on the Congressional Border Security Caucus. Congresswoman, welcome. I mean, what is the significance to you that, look, state governors have now got to resort to protecting their own state borders from these illegal immigrants? What does that mean to you?
Well, thank God for Governor Abbott and the other Republican governors. Unfortunately, in Arizona, our Democrat Governor Hobbs and our Democrat Attorney General are not joining in support. So our Republican Senate President, Warren Peterson, and our Republican State Speaker of the House, Ben Toma, have joined in the effort, legal effort, to support Governor Abbott in Texas. I mean, this is a total disaster. You see it. Everyone sees it with their own eyes. This is the #1 issue in Arizona. As you know, once they secured better the border in Texas, now they're flooding over to Arizona and California. And, it has to stop. This is total insanity of what's happening at our border, and Biden is the cause of it.
Well, if it's total insanity, how come your governor, Katie Hobbs, isn't part of the 14 governors who want to see that? You've got a border with Mexico.
Well, she sometimes says she's for securing the border, but quite frankly, all she's for is the government giving more money, the federal government giving more money to our state so she can pay for processing and housing and educating the illegal immigrants. It's just a total difference of opinions. I mean, you saw last week in the U.S. House of Representatives, we passed common sense bills like if you're driving while you're drinking, you should be deported if you're an illegal immigrant. And the majority of the Democrats in the U.S. House of Representatives voted against that. I mean, this is just insanity. I do not understand why President Biden, why our governor in Arizona, why all the Democrats want these open border policies. It makes no sense. We have a terrorist from Somalia that's been wandering around in the United States for almost a year before they figured it out and are going to arrest him and detain him. I mean, this is a national security risk.
Well, in New York City, Mayor Eric Adams' administration announced they're going to be spending $53 million giving illegal immigrants credit cards, prepaid credit cards. A family of 4 can get up to $1,000. That's for food. What does that say to, other people who came in legally, for example, when they're getting these type of benefits? Is that appropriate?
Well, listen, I was in Sun City, Arizona yesterday at an event, and the #1 issue is border security. People are angry. They're beyond angry. They want us to do something about it. And that's why in the U.S. House of Representatives, which is Republican majority led, we passed a border security bill back in May. Now, unfortunately, the Democrats in the Senate, Schumer, won't even hear the bill. And so we are doing everything that we can to try to secure the border. And as you know, probably next week, we're going to vote on impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas because he's not even following the law. Biden is not following the law. This is insanity. And everybody knows it, but the Democrats want to keep these open border policies. For what reason, I do not know.
Well, there's a bill, as you know, in the Senate and also in the House to try and deal with this. The Senate bill will stop catch and release. It will shut down, they say, potentially shut down the border and change the asylum laws. Here's Speaker Johnson talking about what could happen in the House. Let's listen.
We've made very clear what the requirements of the House were, and that is to solve the problem at the border. Apparently, the Senate has not been able to come to an agreement. They've been suggesting text should be filed maybe today, but we've been told the same thing for months now. We've been awaiting their action. We cannot wait any longer. We are willing to work with the Senate, but they have to be serious about it. If you only do a few of those components, you are not going to solve the problem.
Do you think that the House and the Senate can come together to finally get a bill that can stop this influx?
Well, I don't know, because the text of the bill hasn't been released. I mean, the main Republican negotiating on this is James Lankford. He's a good guy, but they haven't released the text, so it's kind of hard to say. I mean, the things that have leaked out haven't been very promising. But again, he said that's rumor and speculation. So until they release the text, it's really hard to say. But I tell you what, President Biden can secure the border now. President Trump did that. I mean, in December of 2020, when President Trump was still there was 74,000 crossings across the southern border. You fast forward 3 years under President Biden, it was 302,000. That's the population of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I mean, this is total insanity. Biden could stop it. He doesn't even need congressional legislation. He just needs to reinstate the Trump policies that he took away on day one, and problem would be mostly solved.
And what are the chances of that?
Zero. Zero. Because of all his actions. And you have these Democrat mayors complaining they don't have enough money, stop busing illegal immigrants, but then they give them free debit cards or credit cards. This is total insanity. I don't understand it. It is beyond comprehension. The people in my district, people across the country think it's insane because it is insane.
We'll see what that language is. They say they'll release the Senate bill language later this afternoon. We'll see if that does anything to stop this crisis. Deborah Lesko, Congresswoman on a border state from Arizona. Thank you for joining us here on Fox News Live.
Thank you.
And we'll have more news straight ahead when we come back.